Hello, one of the things today we're going to do is we're going to set up our motors and sensors in Robot C. So I'm going to walk you through there. So right now I'm just going to minimize my browser and I will find Robot C. And as that opens, a couple things I'll do is if you ever see that there's a download needed, you could always click OK if there's a download that pops up. No download needed for me. I keep on getting this extra window that comes up for compiler errors. I'm just getting rid of that. If you didn't have it, it's not a big deal. You're fine. What I really need to make sure is that my robot's set to the right platform. So I double check that it's set to 2.0 Cortex, Natural Language PLTW, and it is. So I'm all set there. So now I could go ahead and do my motors and sensors. And before I do that, I want to open my sample program. So I should be able to open that Project Lead the Way one that I had. So and I had one called template and I had my motor practice. So I'm just going to open the one for motor practice. Again, I had the compiler error window come up. I'm just going to get rid of that. And now you'll see there's motors and sensors set up here. And you'll also find motors and sensors set up within Robot. So there's two ways you could access it. Either way, you can do it from here, which is under Robot, or you can just see the big icon and click on the icon. So now I have all these different options. I have analog sensors, I have digital sensors, and I also have motors. And we need to know what to put in here. And as students, we're building our gateway test beds. You should have a sheet of paper that looks something like this. We're not doing the claw or the lights at this time, so that's why I have those ones crossed out on this new form. You may have a form which they were not crossed out, not a big deal. But this is letting me know what ports. So let's start with motors. This says 2 motors, and it says Motorsports 2 and 3. So I'm going to go back to my Robot C, and I'm in motors, and it says ports 2, so I find 2 here, and I could call one left motor. I could call the third one right motor. And then for type, that's important. All of our motors are these 393s. So I set that. I always could hit apply. And then I could do my next ones, which are my digital sensors. And I'm going to go ahead and check on my paper for my digital sensors. And I have 2 of those, which is a limit switch and a bump switch. Sensor type, those are both touch sensors. So one quick thing, a digital sensor is anything that's either yes or no. So on that, it's either the switch is pressed or it's not pressed. I hit apply. Now I could go to my analog, which I have 2 analog ones. And I have a line tracker. And I have a potentiometer. That's a fun one to say and spell. Line tracker. This one I have that's a line follower. Potentiometer is listed as potentiometer. An analog is anything that has a range. So you'll have your potentiometer, think of it like you're going in a full circle. You would have a range from 0 and like 360 degrees. So I could hit apply, and then I could hit OK. And you should have noticed that right on top, all these statements come up. Now that's nothing I typed in, that's based off of going to my motors and sensors. So if you got this far, you could save what you have. And that's it for today. As you can see the next video where we actually start some programming. Thank you.